Hey, Willie Myette from Jazz Edge, and thanks for taking a look at this video on these advanced chordals and pentatonics. Now, I just did this live to library lesson. It's going to be released to the Piano with Willie site really soon. I just want to give you kind of a little bit of a preview and give you some stuff that you could actually take and use in your playing right now. One of the things I talk about in the lesson is these how to use these chordals for different chords, specifically a minor chord. So what I have here is I have a C minor 7 chord, and what I'm doing is in the left hand I play the root and the fifth. This gives you very much like a McCoy Tyner sound. And then we do some pentatonic stuff up there in the right hand. So the left hand, root and fifth of the chord. So I have the root of C and the fifth. It's a C minor 7 chord. Remember, that's my full C minor 7 chord, root 3, 5, 7 there. So root and fifth would just be C and G. So I play the root and the fifth, and I'm usually using my pinky and second finger, all right? So pinky and second finger, all right? You could use your pinky and your thumb as well, but I find the pinky and second finger is better because then my thumb is available to come right on up to this chordal. Now look at what I'm building the chordal on. I like to think bottom up. So I think I'm going to start from the bottom note and I'm going to build up a chordal from there. What is a chordal? It's just the interval of a fourth. So if you know your circle of fifths, it's just going backwards in your circle of fifths. If you don't know your circle of fifths, you could just figure this out just by counting up in half steps. Start on any note, count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 half steps. From this note, count up another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now you got your two chordals right there. All right, and I stack them right on top of each other. Interval of a fourth. From here, I go up an interval of a fourth from F up to B flat. So I think of this as building a chordal on the root. The root is C, and I'm building a chordal up from there. So I can build a chordal on the root, and I can build a chordal on the ninth. Now, what does this give me in terms of a chord? Well, it gives me the root, the 11th, and the flatted 7th. I'm not going to get into much detail about this now, but a lot of times students are confused and thinking like, well, wait a second, Willie, how is that a C minor 7 chord? Aren't I supposed to have a E flat in there and a G and a B flat in there to get a full C minor 7? Yeah, this is a block chord. That's a C minor 7 block chord. When I do a chordal, this gives me, as you can hear, a much more open and ambiguous sound. So now the sound doesn't sound so blocky like that. Instead, it's a more open sound. So here what I'm doing is I'm just not playing all of the notes of the chord. I just play the root, the 11th, and the flatted 7th. Then I move up to building a chordal on the what? I could say on the 2nd or on the 9th. And so I have my 9th is D, G is my 5th, and then my root is C. Okay? So you notice that one thing I did not put in this chord at all was the flat 3. Okay? But how do you get the sound of minor? Okay? Because you might, again, think, well, wait a second, I don't hear any minor sound in there. That's where the right hand comes in. As I start to use that minor pentatonic scale in the right hand, now it starts to give me that minor sound. And the nice thing that I did for you guys in this lesson is that you have these different constant 16th note exercises that you could practice over this left hand. All right? So I designed this advanced pentatonics and chords to be kind of like a prep course, right? A prep lesson for the next part. All right? So and in a part 2, this is where I'm going to start. That's where we're going to start to get much more looser with that right hand pentatonic scale. So you start with these exercises. Okay, so let me play it for you. I'll play it slow so you can kind of grab that. Right, and I go through a bunch of different exercises in this lesson. So if you're not a member of the site, you could purchase this lesson separately or become a member of the site, studio member, and then you can see this entire lesson. It's going to get released. Actually, it's getting released today. Then the other cool thing I'll show you in this lesson is how you can take these different chordals and start to use those for your improvisation as well. So check this out. So I can get a real cool, sophisticated sound, and I can use that over one chord. So anytime you're improvising over that one chord, and you're like, what do I do when I just have one chord? Well, you can start to utilize these chordals, all right? It gives you a nice open sound. And I explain it in the lesson as well, but basically this open sound makes it a lot easier for you to be able to not be hitting these avoid notes. Okay, so let me leave you with two things that you can practice right now. The first thing is just try working on this simple chordal voicing. So this is C minor, all right? So what I'm playing is I'm playing the root and the fifth, and I come up and I play the chordal built on the root, and then the one built on the ninth. Just work on that. I can put my metronome on, 2, 3, 4. 1 E enda, 2 E enda. Okay? And of course in the lesson I get into how you could build it also on the 11th and on the 5th as well. But for right now, just work on that. Alright? And in the right hand, if you want to try doing that pentatonic scale, you could just start with something simple like that. So here I'm just playing the first couple of notes of that C minor pentatonic scale. C, E flat, F, and G. Do that slowly for you, so it's 1 E and 1 E and together, together. So you see how it ends with the right hand first and then the left hand. Let's see what kind of style I have on here. Yeah, we could use that. So as I start to learn more here, I can start to do more of these chords, see how I can start to add on that kind of stuff. But don't worry about that for right now. Just start with those two simple exercises for right now. And if you want to learn more about this, check out this Advanced Chordals and Pentatonics lesson. This is part of our Live to Library series. Okay, so check this lesson out, and I will see you in the next Live to Library training. Don't forget, we're going to be doing a part 2 of this. So if you like this sound, you're definitely going to want to check out part 2, because in part 2, this is where we're going to start to loosen this up a little bit more. And part 2 is all about scale freedom in this pentatonic scale. I'm going to show you how to get looser with that, and then also how you could start to go. Start to move outside as well, get some real advanced sounds there. Okay, so that will be coming up in part 2 as well. All right, so thanks a lot, guys. Willie Myette from Jazz Edge. I will see you in the lesson.